Video analysis is so important to the club because it underpins all the preparation for the week. The knowledge you get from the analysis of training, the opposition and our games is vital to the meetings that we have to prepare for the following week. The integration with other systems is fantastic because it allows us to look at the data from GPS through our timeline, allows us to use data that we get from Opta, allows us to manipulate our own coding so that we can get a full spectrum view across different platforms. So we need the coding panel to be adaptable so that we can get our own coaching language in there so that we can analyse training in our own vocabulary. Standard week from an analysis point of view, from my role, would be Saturday you live code during the game to try and give the coaches feedback on the areas they're looking at objectively. You then post-game you look at a breakdown of individuals and how they've gone, and then throughout the week you're looking at analysing training and the upcoming opposition for the following week. And then there's the preparation for meetings, the review post-training with the coaches and maybe a few senior players, prepping the senior players for the meetings that they may lead. And then before you know it, you're back into game day again. Yeah, so we'll analyse the opposition by taking their last 4 or 5 most relevant games, and then we will use our own code windows to input the labels that reflect our own coaching language, so we can put together stats that are going to be able to help aid the coaching message for the following week. When that's done, we'll then provide succinct packages of information that coaches take away and put together in their own detail, and then I'll work one-to-one with the coaches and try and help them put together their presentations. We'll think about the format of the meeting, where we're going to have the meeting, what sort of format that's going to take. There'll be a breakdown of who's going to say what in what meeting, and there'll be a sort of overriding messages that the head coach will want delivered in those meetings. During the game, the coaching staff that are in the stand are able to use the timeline share and review what's just happened. They have live statistics on an output window that gives them the measures that they want to know during the game. We have embedded audio through HDI, SDI capture, and we can hear to not only what the referee's saying to our players, but we can hear what the players are saying to one another. Coaches may ask for packages to be put together, which will be shown at half-time, and typically that would involve areas around set piece, line out and scrum that the players will maybe quickly look through. We have 15 minutes at half-time to get the key messages across, and during that there's the water breaks and other bits and pieces, so often the players will come over to the screen and try and get another view of what happened during the game. Okay, so the setup on match day will be myself and 2 other analysts. We actually get some help from a sports science guy as well, who's got some expertise in adding some extra labels for us. But the beauty of having the elite review and elite licenses means that we can get all the information from multiple different coders at one time. It can be shared across different captures, so we get a close and wide feed from the broadcaster during the game with embedded audio, and then we capture another 2 angles in the trucks as well, and then we sync them all together with what we've coded during the game, and then that package will be ready for the coaches after the final whistle. So the beauty of it is obviously having multiple coders gives us the ability to have more detailed stats on certain areas that you wouldn't be able to code on your own on the fly. Very often the coaches need a bit of assistance with putting stuff together for half-time or reviewing stuff while they're trying to watch the game. So having that headspace myself to be able to help them out with that would be very, very difficult if you couldn't have that communication window and coding and all those other bits and pieces. So that flexibility is what you need during a game. The benefits of sharing the videos to players are that they can't spend too long in the training environment. They need their own downtime, but at the same time they need to be able to go onto their phone or their tablet or their computer and be able to get the information they need to, be it the learning around their roles, set piece or in defence, or feedback on their own performance and training. So the coaches will code all of their involvements in training, and we can send those little packages of information out to them so that they can be really confident the weekend. Yes, we use various methods to make sure the players engage in video. The main ones are, when they're actually in the training environment, that the IMAX will sync to the server, and they're able to get on there and go to the packages and go to their clips or the opposition clips. And outside of that, from home with Hudl.com, they can go to their app, go to the information that's shared with them, and then they can add comments, they can respond to the coach's messages, and we can get a report from Hudl about who's used it and when they've used it. We're able to accommodate a variety of different learning styles. Some players prefer to learn on their own, some prefer one-to-one work with coaches, and some prefer the group discussions. So having the flexibility that the programme delivers is absolutely essential. So it's important that everyone's able to use the same platform, because at any one time any player could drop out of the side. So if an academy player gets the opportunity, they need to be able to slot straight in and learn the information the same way that a senior player would.